YouTubians and fellow hobbyists, welcome to another week. Well, this Saturday we first will show what we did to the interior, and then we're gonna cut out some doors and hinge the doors, make some door jambs, and do all that fancy stuff. But first, as always, the riddle! Welcome. So this week we share some pictures from the interior build. As you see here, we used felt as a carpet for all the doors, including the hood and the trunk lid. After I cut out all the pieces for the trunk carpet, I was ready to glue them in. Me personally, I prefer that 1mm thick felt over flocking. I think it's, for me, just more fun to cut out the pieces like I would do with a real car. You also would put in a carpet there. So, but that's of course just my personal preferences, of course. Now in the interior, I also cut out a piece of felt for the carpet on the headrest. Now the downside on the kit, a little bit to my taste, is that a lot of things are actually molded in the kit, like those battles. I would rather have that to glue in. I used some decal softener and was now ready to glue in the gauges. Since the dashboard were in two separate pieces, it was easy to make a two-tone color on that piece. A few last details with the chrome pen, and that's pretty much all for the interior. With that kit, I tried to make the doors and the trunk and of course the hood all movable. I wanted to hinge it,
Unfortunately, in that model, all the parts are molded in, so I first had to cut it out. There are of course plenty of ways to do that. Some use just a thread to sort of saw it out. Um, my preferred technique is still just take the back of a knife and take your time and scratch it and scratch and scratch it until you finally have your piece out. And it's a very thin cut, so you don't have to add a lot afterwards. So that's still to me work at best. It takes some time, patience, but that's still what works at best for me at least. As you see in the middle of a trunk here, there is a little scratch. Yeah, it just needs 1 second be not focused enough and you will scratch your lid or your door, whatever. That's an easy fix though. You just take some super glue and some baking soda and you sand it afterwards. Unusual, at least to me, was that not even the hood was separated at with this kit. That was really unusual to me, but oh well. So I cut that out as well. Now to the hinges. Made a couple videos, maybe you want to go on my playlist, tips and tricks, where I go more in depth, but here is the basic idea of doing the hinges for the doors. The good thing is, if you once understood the concept of those hinges, well, you can use those for doors, for your trunk lids, and for pretty much all the movable parts that you want to use it in. On this particular build, I wanted to go a little bit a different route, so the gull wing doors, of course, do what they're supposed to do. The hood, I wanted to have it sidewards, and then the trunk should open like backwards. Since the trunk lid has a curvature to it, it would be too difficult to just use a pipe. So I made my own little channels. I used 1mm styrene, glued that together so it had a little channel, and in this way I was able to bend them in the curvature of the trunk lid. The same technique was applied to the hood, which I said earlier should open sidewards. And also to the gull wing doors, which are now ready to glue in so they have a perfect fitment. To prevent those parts that you cut it out just simply fall through, now we have to do on all 4 openings some framing. This is the next step. And last but not least, of course, I had to build the trunk itself.
Alright, that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed the time with us. I hope maybe you learned a little something or you be at least inspired. See you next Saturday. Don't forget, love and friendship, something you can't buy. Respect all people. Keep this hobby alive. See you next Saturday, all. Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.